Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is the beginner electrical engineer here to give you some tips on drawing circuit diagrams. Yes, this is on paper, but it still works with computer designs as well. So start by drawing the voltage rails. Higher voltages should be at the top and lower voltages should be at the bottom. They should also run horizontally and not vertically. Oh, here's another tip for you. If you're drawing it by hand, use a stencil. Stencils really help to keep it neat. So next thing you do is to draw your first IC in the circuit. If you don't have any IC, just continue on to components. But with ICs, the bigger ICs should be more powerful, and less powerful ICs should typically be smaller. Also, less significant ICs should be smaller as well. So with this example, I've got a microprocessor or microcontroller. In this case, it's labelled as the little micro symbol, which is a little U and a big P. Now the point of the big P is to say that it is a processor. So next step, we've got the 555 timer in this case, which is the second IC we used. So start with some guidelines first, and then draw everything in neat afterwards, because guidelines really help to keep it nice and simple. So I normally start by labelling the IC once I've got the main part down, and then draw the components around it, and then the legs coming off of the IC, and then label the legs. That's pretty much it for drawing integrated circuits. Obviously you need to label the components that are coupled with your integrated circuit, but that can come a little bit later. So as you can see here, I am labeling the legs now. This is to help prevent confusion with people. As you can see, I did make a little mistake there. But by labeling the legs, it makes it easier for anyone who tries to build this on a breadboard or put it into production almost. So as you can see, I've left the output stage, pin 3, kind of hanging at the moment. It's not connected to anything, which I'll do in a second here. Obviously it's fine to make mistakes and the like, but as long as it doesn't mess up the drawing, you won't need to start again. Also, double check the orientation of polarized components. That's also a good key habit to get into. So as you can see with this MOSFET, it's a transistor that you can draw. You can draw these with or without the little circle around it indicating the case. However, you just need to make sure that all the pins are connected up correctly on the diagram, else anyone who tries to build it won't be able to build it successfully because you'll have put the pins in the wrong place. Right, so now we're labeling the components with the values and tolerances and everything that can be useful for anyone making this. With units, the multiplier is normally lowercase and the unit itself is normally higher case, as with 1 nanofarad. Also, if you don't know the value of your component, i.e. you're getting someone else to determine that, you can just leave it as C1, R1, L1, that kind of thing for the component, the type of component and what number it is. So now as you can see here, we're labeling the MOSFET. Again, just use a stencil and try and keep it all very neat. Same thing with this LED down here, it's an infrared LED in this case. But that means we're almost done. I would suggest labeling them last, just to make sure that that you don't mess up your diagram with lots of labels and not enough space. Okay, so one thing to mention is what I'm doing here is going around and adding little dots where it's necessary to indicate junctions with wires. So that's basically where wires meet and continue on in a 3-way or 4-way configuration. Now it used to be a standard where you couldn't have 4-way junctions, you could only have 2 3-way junctions set apart. I'll see if I can find an example of that. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for today's video. It's rather short in comparison to some of my other ones. At least I think it is. Anyway, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We have some more videos coming soon. One of the ones I'm particularly interested in doing is 5 DIY USB gadgets that you can make yourself and will work. That's an important feature, because all of these ones that I see online might not work if you don't know what you're doing. Obviously, because they don't have narration or proper guidance, even in captions. So these examples that I will give in a future video will have full narration and full guidance in order for anyone with the correct tools to be able to make it themselves. Okay, thank you for listening to me rant on about you for 5 minutes now, 5.5 minutes. And please like, favorite, subscribe. Leave any comment you want below if you would like. It could be a question about this video, it could be a question about other videos. It could be anything. Criticism I am absolutely fine with. I would love criticism of you guys. And we shall see you in the next video. Goodbye!